is Ivory's birthday. There she is. Gonna try something a little different today. Instead of sitting and staring at you, talking the whole time, I think I'm going to talk like this, so you can see Ivory moving around and see the place and the views and everything that there is to love about places that Ivory goes. So we're gonna go down there, deep down there, and see if we can make it, see what's down there. Realistically, Ivory's just gonna take off and I'm gonna follow her. And that's how we do places that Ivory goes. So today, I'm going to talk about how Ivory there became Ivory and why we do what we do. Basically, about 2 years ago, a friend of mine had 2 dogs, Ivory and Ivory's sister, and they were just too much for him to handle with both of them, so he had to get rid of one. It's hard to tell a story and also keep track of her, but we're gonna do it. So my buddy couldn't keep both of Ivory and her sister because they were just a madhouse together. They were a tornado whenever they get together. They just kind of hype each other up. So I was going through some drama at the time, and it was kind of overwhelming for me, but he needed to get rid of one of his dogs, didn't want to take them to a pound or anything like that, and he said, you know, hey, you're going through some stuff, do you want one of these 2 dogs? And I said, yeah, sure, I'd love one. Me and my friend came to a agreement that Ivory was probably best for me, and her sister Harley was going to be best for him. And he said, you know, take Ivory, try her out for a week, which is weird to say it as I look back at it, but he said, you know, test her out, and if she's a good fit for you, you can adopt her. And pretty much that's what I did, and Ivory and I fell in love with each other almost instantly. She just fit me and my lifestyle really well. I like to go on a lot of hikes and stuff, and she what are you doing? You're crazy. She's just, obviously you can see she's got her own personality. There's nothing really else like her out there. My friend said, you know, take Ivory. If you like her, you can have her. I want her to stick close. I don't want her going to a stranger, and I know that you've had a good history with dogs, and she seems like a good fit for you. So I took her, and immediately, the first time we went on a hike, I took her off leash, and she stood right here the whole hike. She would wander off every once in a while, but she would come back to me immediately, so I wasn't really worried about having her on leash. She actually seemed to do worse on leash than she did off. She has separation anxiety, which I don't know where that stems from. It could just be because she was with her sister her whole life, and now she was by herself, and she just needed to be around someone or something at all times. She gets really nervous if no one's around. She's always looking for someone to be around and be by, and I think that contributes to some of her good-naturedness towards everyone she sees. So if you've seen another video that's on this channel called Stick is Life, that's this area right here. I know for a fact that's like 9 foot of water underneath the ice, and I don't want to walk out there. Usually I just come straight down that, but it's covered in snow and it'd be really slick right now. But Ivory doesn't seem to realize that danger. She's wanting that stick, I'm assuming, and that's the one she's gonna go for. There she goes. She's got it. That's the stick she chose. Did you get it? There it is. All right, so where were we? Went hiking, and that's just pretty much how it ended up. We would just find a spot, pull off and park, and I'd let the dog out, and she would take off, and I'd follow her. That's kind of how Places Ivory goes got to be what it is now. All my friends were freaking out about all these places I took the dog to, and I'm not really a photogenic person, as odd as that sounds. Look at that. Beautiful. So this little gap right here, 2-finger gap, it's my buddy Preston decided that he wanted to use the easiest water crossing in all of this hike and just totally eat it. We were heading back and he misstepped epically. He started on that grass there, except it's got a false bottom, so if you don't do it right, Ivory just did it. If you don't do it right, you fall right into the water. And Preston did not do it right. He put it on the false bottom there, fell right in, sat down in the creek cross-legged, rolled his ankle, had to walk all the way back through all of this with a rolled ankle. I was just bouncing through stuff though. This is Ivory Falls. Doesn't look nearly as miraculous as it does in the thaw. I'll have to come back here in the springtime, but it is just a gorgeous place. It was really, really unsafe to get down here. I had to go down all this with the snow and the rocks, but I told people I was coming here, so if I was going to be stuck, I would have been rescued at some point. It's probably always a good idea to at least let people know where you're going. If you don't know exactly, just be like, hey, I'm heading that way. That way people know kind of where to look for your vehicle or where to find you at least. Ivory's gonna try and get some ice. Oh, there it goes. Get it. Nope, didn't want that one either. What are you doing? Careful. Oh. Oh my God, you fell in. Good job. This dog is nuts. You want a stick? You find a stick? What are you doing? As far as I can tell, it's not an established waterfall. There's no official registration for it that I can find. What happened was one day Ivory and I were looking for something to do, and we parked on the scenic overlook, and as I was standing on the overlook I could hear water trickling down in the canyon. So we hiked down the canyon and there was a little creek, and right where we hiked down there was a nice little waterfall, so that was pretty cool. We ended up just following the stream, and after about half a dozen more waterfalls we ended up here, and it's gorgeous. Like, there's a cave back in there that we're not going to go to today. It's serene. It's a good place to come and just be away from everything. Just let your thoughts run wild and just hang out and appreciate nature. So there's some more stuff that way. I haven't been much farther that way, but it's pretty sketchy as far as all the snow and the rocks go. I definitely had to be sure-footed when I was coming down that. But we made it, and we'll probably turn around and head back here pretty soon. But this is how Ivory came to be, and this is how places Ivory goes came to be, and I guess this is how Ivory Falls came to be also. Oh no! You almost fell. A lot of people always ask if I'm worried about Ivory slipping and falling. She has health insurance. As weird as that sounds, I pay health insurance, so if she does fall and get hurt, I can get her to a vet, and it'll at least help with some of the cost. But I just kind of let her do her thing. She seems pretty sure-footed for the most part. She's got to be half mountain goat. I mean, she really has no fear. Bumps into me. She just kind of does her own thing. Just enjoys nature. Well, the sun is already starting to go behind the mountains, so we should probably head back. Ivory is going to be 3 this year. It's her birthday. I just thought I needed to illustrate this one more time. Foot. Preston's gap. Foot. So I mean, it's not a huge gap by any means, but for some reason Preston couldn't do it. Preston, and down there in the comments, you just want to put what happened. We're alive. We made it. There's the truck. There's Ivory. I'm gonna try and record and walk and not fall down that mountain. So that was our adventure today. It's a little chilly. I'm sniffling a little bit, but I hope you liked it. Happy birthday, Ivory. Glad you could come with us. Hopefully we'll see you next time. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I can't wait to show you the next place we're going. Right? Ivory, we gotta go home.